How can ChatGPT help you in your coaching business? I wanted to answer that question by sharing how I'm using ChatGPT and share with you the results that I've got with my clients in the real world in just one day. One day of coaching. Let's dive in. Hey, I'm Colin Scotland. I am a marketing coach and I love to serve people, to help people to shine their light brightly in the world. And in shining their light, I shine a little bit brighter as a result. And that's my mission, that's my calling, and that's what drives me as a coach. I coach mostly in the area of marketing. I have an absolute passion for AI, and especially the new era, the dawn of this new era that we are in right now. We are so privileged to be in this space. But look, we're coaches, we're not techies, we're not coders. We are coaches first and foremost, and we're driven by that desire to help and to serve people. I want to share with you the ways that I use ChatGPT in my business on a daily basis. By going through with you, I just picked a random day where I had quite a few client conversations and I listed out the ways that ChatGPT had helped me to help more people. Which is what we want to do, right? That's the goal. If it allows you to do that, why wouldn't you get excited by it? Why wouldn't you afford it the time to learn how to use it? And so that's exactly what I'm going to share with you in today's video. So what is ChatGPT, in case you didn't already know? It is what's called a large language model, and it's artificial intelligence that has essentially been trained on massive amounts of data, and it uses algorithms to synthesize that knowledge and to come up with unique interpretations based on the way that we query, the way that we ask questions. So in its simplest form, think of it as having a really clever friend, a really informed person at your side who can guide you in an infinite number of ways. So let's walk through a typical day for me as a coach and how ChatGPT not only enhances the work that I do, it elevates and it brings greater transformation into the lives of those people that I'm serving. And I want to show you how, so that you can get inspired and you can be motivated to help more people, to serve more people. First things first, after my morning routine of meditation, affirmations, gratitude practice, journaling, a little bit of reading and some coffee, I will sit and map out my goals for the day. So these are the things that I want to achieve. I have a list of client calls that are coming up today. I've got 2 mastermind groups that are meeting, and I've got 4 coaching calls with clients. So in between those times, I like to keep in touch with my email list. I like to post inside of my private Facebook group for conscious creators and coaches just like us. After typing my notes, I think I'm going to go and I'm going to create a post inside of my Facebook group. I had an interesting thought, and it's around the motivation that I'm feeling about AI, about ChatGPT in particular. And I had this bizarre thought as I was meditating, was that what if we play with the ChatGPT and ask it to assume the role of somebody really famous to create a motivational speech? And of course, being English, Winston Churchill came to mind with his famous "We shall fight them on the beaches" speech, you know, the speech from World War II. And so I asked ChatGPT to create a motivational speech for conscious coaches, conscious creators, around the possibilities and the opportunities that are afforded by ChatGPT and by the AI revolution that we're experiencing right now. And the results, wow, they just blew me away. We had such a powerful speech that sounded like Winston Churchill. You could hear the guy's tone in the words that were created by ChatGPT. I created a post in my Facebook group where I shared this. In my excitement, I shared this post, this motivational speech post. I also went ahead and created a quick graphic in Midjourney of Winston Churchill by some really cool looking computer data center type thing in the background. I tried my own little prompts in Midjourney, didn't get any results, and as I was searching Winston Churchill, I found one that somebody else had created. So that graphic is one that had been created on the Discord server using Midjourney. And then I posted the final results into my Facebook group. And this was before the day had started, right? So this is 8:30 in the morning. I've done my morning routine and I'm just about to go into my first mastermind session at 9 a.m. Next, I'm in my mastermind group. It's 9 a.m. There's a bunch of us in there. We check in, we talk about our progress and the things that have come up for us, the celebration of the wins that we've all achieved over the last couple of weeks since we met. And we get into the portion of the mastermind where we have what's called a hot seat. And this is where a specific individual in the group, we take it in turns, takes the hot seat. And in that hot seat, they bring a problem and the group brainstorm the problem. So in that session, we were looking at, this is a life coach, by the way, right? So we were looking at how this life coach solved problems for her clients and what are those problems? What are those real pains? Because like all of us coaches, she loves what she does and she's really into the detail of the mindset shifts, the limiting beliefs, the emotional connections, all of these really cool things that she geeks out over, just like we all do as coaches. And she had a bit of a realization. I really want to deeply understand where my client is and what's moving them, what's motivating them, what's driving them to want to use my products, my coaching program, essentially. And so the mastermind was tasked with, how do we dive into that? How do we unpick that? And it was a beautiful discussion where there's some beautiful marketing brains inside of my mastermind groups, and wisdom of the ages came out. The best ways to research, find, identify these problems, these pains for their clients, and practical strategies in order to do that. Whilst the group were having a discussion, I was using my niche finder ChatGPT prompt that I created recently and feeding in what the client was saying in the mastermind into ChatGPT as we were chatting, their interests, the things that light them up, the things that get them excited, their areas of expertise. And then I tasked ChatGPT with coming up with potential niches that would match the client's expertise and interests, but also identifying some of the problems that those niches face when it comes to the driving forces for them to look for coaching. And so this is where some real magic happened. Towards the end of the mastermind, I shared the results of ChatGPT. The client was blown away by the insights that came from the results. Now, here's a thing to note. It wasn't the results themselves. The results themselves just showed potential niches, potential problems. But where the magic came from was in the interaction of human and artificial intelligence. Oh wow, number one really resonates. So what we did is we went a little deeper into number one. Tell me a little bit more about the driving forces behind people in the first category. What leads them to seek expert help, to seek coaching? And then the gold began to get uncovered. And again, not necessarily in the results that ChatGPT brought up, but in the creative sparks that it caused in both me and the people inside of the mastermind group, where we were like really inspired to kind of go off in different directions, come up with different ideas and start new chains of thought happening. And this really is, for me as a coach, is the true power of ChatGPT. It's not the blindly like, oh, make me a social media post, there we go, let's do it. It's more of a co-pilot and super hyper intelligent friend and guide and mentor, and somebody that you can lean on for advice and ask questions, but also in the ideation of, well, tell me a little bit about this. And that will come through in all of my experiences with ChatGPT in this one single day. So after the mastermind, I make myself another coffee, I update myself on my emails, do my daily check-in, and then I have a client who is a videographer. And I'm a marketing coach, so my specialty is in automation, email marketing, content creation. And this guy is struggling with balance in his working life. He's struggling with balancing client work and developing his business. He's just not getting enough time to build the future that he wants for himself and to create the things that we're talking about creating: digital products, courses, programs, and all of his time is being eaten up by his client work. And so we discussed work-life balance, setting boundaries, and creating a ring-fenced portion of time in his week where he gets to focus on business development, and then enter ChatGPT. So we asked ChatGPT how to create a balance so that client work doesn't swallow us up and we get to still develop our businesses, develop our passion projects, develop and work on the things that drive us, the things that excite us above and beyond. And ChatGPT came up with some amazing outlines, some amazing guidance. And then we dove deeper in our conversation around boundaries and boundary setting with his clients. So if the clients don't bleed in to that time, look, if you break your week into 80% client service work, 20% business development, or even less, you're going to make progress in your business development. And so what's happening is the client development work is bleeding in and taking up all of this guy's time. So we talked about boundaries and the importance of reframing the expectations and the relationships that he has with his current clients. And with that, we asked ChatGPT to create a plan of action for us. How can we reframe our relationships with existing clients where boundaries are blurred? How can we do that? And it gave us some wonderful advice about how to broach the situation. So we created an email initiating a conversation with the client, and then ChatGPT helped us to create a plan of here's how to handle the conversation, here's how to present it in a polite but firm and professional way. And it was amazing. Boundaries aren't my skill. I'm a marketing coach, but we were able to help and make a difference in that client's life in such a powerful way because we were able to lean on our very clever friend of ChatGPT. Didn't end there. In that same session, we also looked at, this is a videographer, professional filmmaker, and we looked at ChatGPT's capabilities because the guy got excited by this point, ChatGPT capabilities for creating script outlines and shot plans and scene setups and B-roll suggestions. And it was, again, another mind-blowing experience. So we just went down the rabbit hole. I hadn't done this kind of thing before. We just went down the rabbit hole of just seeing what ChatGPT could come up with. And the results, again, were mind-blowing. This guy sent me a text message after our session saying, wow, I can't believe it. I am all in on AI, and this will literally save me days every single week. Once again, not to use the AI as it is, but to use it as a springing board, as a foundation to do the heavy lifting of that creative work and allow that guy to be in full flow, effortless effort. So for me as a coach, what drives me is getting people into effortless effort, having people in that energy, that river of creative flow, and that lights me up. So to see that and see how ChatGPT was instrumental in that, whoa, that just lights me up and makes my day. This day in particular was a particularly fulfilling day, as you can imagine. After lunch, my afternoons typically, I'm in the UK and most of my clients are in the US, all over the world, but 80% or more in the US. And so because of the time difference, most of my client calls happen in the afternoon. And so this afternoon I had my first client call was with a consultant who helps large government, non-profit organizations with process improvement, project management, all kinds of really quite technical and intricate expertise. We've been creating a content strategy using my content with intent framework, which is a framework I've developed that helps people to become interested in what it is that you do in a way that guides them towards becoming a paying client. So it's very much geared towards conversion from, hey, who's this guy and how can he help me, to, wow, I need to buy this guy's course. I need to buy this guy's coaching and products and services. And it's called the Content with Intent framework. So we were looking at implementing that in this guy's business. During this session, the discussion went to the pain points of these large government and non-profit organizations. We've done a bit of research in the past and highlighted what we considered to be some of the salient areas of pain and problem for these organizations. And of course, the guy's an expert, so he has some useful insights into the space as well through his experience and his direct interactions with the clients. And then enter ChatGPT. So we engineer a prompt in ChatGPT that asks for pain points of this ideal client: large government organizations, non-profits, operating in this way, looking for this kind of service. What are the pains? What are the problems? What are the frustrations of those people in particular? And again, the results were really insightful. They actually uncovered quite a lot of the things that we'd already uncovered in our research through client interviews, through desk-based market research, but some interestingly deep insights around bureaucracy, collaboration, red tape, all kinds of things that we hadn't yet considered. Once again, the results just opened up my eyes, the client's eyes, to new possibilities. And we both got really excited with what we can do with this new information and where we can take our direction together. And it didn't end there. After being excited about ChatGPT, we circled back to the content with intent framework, and we actually used ChatGPT to create. There are 5 categories of content in my framework. We asked ChatGPT to create a posting schedule where we post once a day, Monday to Friday, and we mix up each of these posting categories. It created a table with a posting schedule for us, and it also suggested different types of content for each of the categories based on the client's niche. How cool is that? That is just pretty spectacular. So a couple of client calls later, I'm in the final call of the day for me in this particular day. And in this call, I'm working with a coach who is launching a webinar to promote and get clients into her coaching program. Now, I've got quite a bit of experience in how to run webinars, how to create launching campaigns, how to promote the webinar to get people in and all of that. I'm a marketer, right? So that's a field that I've played in quite a lot. And I jot down my plan, my strategy, and then we test and sense check that inside of ChatGPT. And again, I am blown away because ChatGPT covers off the things that I've mentioned, but also creates new sparks of opportunity, of ideas, of ways that we can get more eyeballs on the webinar. We can get more people to look at it. And so I take my list, I take some of the suggestions of ChatGPT that I hadn't thought of, and we create an augmented launch plan for the webinar. So here, again, ChatGPT has assisted me, it's assisted the client, and the end result is a better plan for the launch than we would have had I just come in. I'm a marketing guy, right? So, and I don't mind saying that it came up with stuff that I hadn't thought of. And so that to me is the wonder, having this beginner's mind, this humility, being humble enough to allow this help in is what makes these changes and makes these massive transformations. So again, we created a very simple launch strategy for the webinar that's coming up. We created a plan of action. This was outside of ChatGPT. But the results were a fallout from the things that ChatGPT suggested that I hadn't thought of in my experience of promoting a webinar. The end result, a better strategy than we would have had we not used ChatGPT. These were my experiences of ChatGPT in one single day. And I hope that's been insightful for you and you see some ways that you may work on ChatGPT for yourself, some opportunities for you to enhance what it is that you do as a coach, either with your clients directly or in your business as that expert advisor, that expert friend and guide to help you get to where you want to be, to serve more people, to have more freedom, and to make a bigger impact in the lives of those you serve. ChatGPT, for me, is really instrumental in that as a coach, and I wish you every success as you explore the opportunities and possibilities of ChatGPT for yourself. So there you have it, a day in the life of ChatGPT with me as a coach. And I hope I've highlighted some benefits that you can see you can incorporate into your practice, into your life, into your business. And just to summarize, we've looked at how we've used ChatGPT to save time by generating ideas, action plans that would have took hours, if not days, to create. By using AI to create diverse range of suggestions, we've enhanced creativity so clients can achieve better results. We use ChatGPT to tackle some difficult conversations, and it helped us streamline our communications in those situations and create emails, create an action plan to handle a difficult situation with the client-coach relationship. We performed some pretty comprehensive content strategy and planning. So there you can see we've used ChatGPT in a broad variety of ways in just one single day. You can see how it's helped my clients to save time, to be more efficient, to be more creative. It's enhanced their ability to communicate with clients, to create boundaries, to create content, to create programs, to market those programs by helping us to create the content, schedule and plan. It's helped us in so many ways. The end result, my clients universally leave the calls in much better, much more exhilarated states, right? Because they are excited and really inspired to go out and serve people in the world. And ChatGPT for me is instrumental in that. I hope this video has inspired you to see how you can incorporate this new era of AI technology into your life, into your business, to help how you serve people, to enhance the way that you transform other people's lives. I invite you to like, comment, and subscribe for more AI related content. I'll see you next time.